of the best things about adventure bikes is you can go from this ooh, look at that owl. Did you see it? That was pretty sweet. Rocky action. Whew, almost lost it there. Little whoop-de-doos. I had action. This gravel's killer on the tires. These tires don't want to grip. Try to stay out of the middle. Who says you can't do whoops? Fun. Look at the beautiful creek down there. Back to the main road. That was fun. All right. Now for some twisty action. Let's do this. That's what I love about adventure bikes. You can do all this stuff and then you jump on the road and do this stuff. Pretty nice. That breeze feels amazing. go for a trip in the woods. It's a hot Friday afternoon. It's like 85 outside right now. Hopefully I won't die from heat exhaustion. Logs. No problem. This is all overgrown. It's a beautiful day though. See the Olympics over there? Pretty mountains. Alright, we're going up this hill, let's see. The rocky section. A little slide action right there. Today, I'm going to end up on top of that hill right up there. Let's try this again. Alright, we're still moving ahead. Going to go into the canopy of the forest, which will be a little bit cooler, I think. A little bit cooler. Well, there you go. Note to self, it doesn't go over big logs. If you want to crash, just do that. See how nice this is through here? You know, little logs down. No problems. Got a little breeze going on, so that's good. Alright. Go this way. Water, that's surprising. Alright. This is all clear cut stuff they just did maybe a couple years ago. Beautiful now. Gotta watch out coming around turns, you don't know what's going to be there. Up the road, I want to go up, yep. Alright, the uphill climb. Most of the stuff, you know, you go in second gear just because you don't want to go too fast. You know, there might be something up ahead that you need to slow down for, so just trying to be a little bit safer. It's a gravel pit with water still in it. Nice. Somebody's doing donuts right there. Little mud right there. There's a lot of embedded rocks here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but you gotta be kind of careful on those going around the corners. Straightaways, no problem, but rocky right here. Lots of rocks. Go down here, right here. Woo! Slide action. Alright. Here we are. Made it to the top of the hill. Look how beautiful it is. Olympics straight out there. That's Mud Bay right there. And then I was way down there. So I'm gonna have to go down there again. If you want to see how high this hill is, take a look here. I have to go all the way down there. This is all rocks. Ooh. Lots of rocks too. You don't want to be going too fast down this hill. This is all rutted. Not too bad. There you can see kind of the steepness of the hill. Oh, this got lots of rocks. Lots of ruts. Looks like we have one good line right here. Let's see. Cowabunga! Oh yeah, baby. Made it. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like at the base right here. And that's what it looks like. So in today's video, I'm going to take this thing, a BMW G310GS. It's a 2023 model. A little bit dirty from yesterday's ride, and I'm going to go up that thing right up there. Alright, let's do this. Go a little bit slow. Pick the lines. See where we're going. Made it up the worst part so far. Well, that was an accomplishment. Pretty cool. Let's see the view from the top. There we go, made it. Okay, I'm out here riding in the beautiful Washington wilderness with this guy. So I wanted to do a video on all my upgrades so far so that you guys know if you're brand new to getting one or you already have some parts, what parts you should add on to it. And these are my recommendations for upgrades, and I will go over every upgrade that I've done to the motorcycle so far. Most of the upgrades I got were either from Amazon or Alibaba, yep, that Chinese company. They all come from the same place. If you get them on Amazon, they're probably from China anyway, so there you go. Most of the parts were kind of inexpensive, but they are life-saving to the motorcycle, and some of those examples I'll go over with you. I'll give you my top 4 things to do first and what you should do to protect the motorcycle, because that's important as well. So I wanted to discuss that. So the very first thing that I would get are hand guards, these right here. They protect the levers from getting damaged if you fall over, and not only that, but they protect your hands if you're going through the brush. When trees are sticking out, bushes are there, they help protect your hands. Now these are like a carbon fiber copy of one, and they were about $30 on Amazon. And what I wanted to show you on this was that they're all aluminum through here. There's no plastic. So if you get them, make sure you don't get the ones that are plastic, because those will break the first time you crash it. They've helped with the bars not being bent. As you can see, there's a lot of damage on them from falling over. I've crashed about 6 times on this motorcycle, and it's protected that throughout those 6 times, as well as it hasn't bent the handlebars. I've seen videos where they bend them really easily when they fall over. So make sure that you get a pair of these first. That would be your first thing. They're connected to the handlebars right here with bolts, so they're pretty sturdy staying on there. The second thing that I would purchase is the engine guard right here. And this is a 2-piece engine guard. This is the first piece and this is the second piece. I would recommend, if you can afford it, to get both pieces, because they will protect your motorcycle. This will do great for the engine, but when you fall over and hit rocks or something like that, this piece will actually protect the fairing of the motorcycle. And I'll do some close-ups of this if you can see the scratches on that. Those would have been on the fairing if I didn't have that, so it's important to have that. It also protects your radiator right here, and so that's very important to have. The next thing to have is this right here, the aluminum skid plate. The ones that come on this motorcycle, the only protection it has, they're plastic, and those can crack very easily. I've hit rocks with this and hit stumps as well, and it's protected, so it's doing a good job of what it needs to do. The next thing I would get, oh, let me go back to this. This was on Amazon. I got it for about 220 bucks for both pieces. So just want to give you a heads up on that. The next thing I got was this radiator guard right here. And that's important because if rocks come up, you don't want to damage your radiator. The worst thing you can have is something that hits it and then your radiator is leaking all over the place and you lose that coolant or the ability for your engine to cool. You don't want that. So make sure you get that. That was, I think, about 10 bucks actually on Alibaba. So there's that. The next upgrade I have is here on the other side of the motorcycle. And it is that thing. It's a kickstand extender. When I first got the motorcycle and tried to put the kickstand down in dirt, it would sink in and then fall over. This helps it prevent from sinking in. So that's the next upgrade. So those things I would recommend in that order if you can afford them, to get those things, because that's important. The next upgrades are for all aesthetics mostly. This is one of them right here. It's a duckbill cover.
And the reason why I like it is because if you look at it, makes it look a little beefier. It almost reminds you of the bigger GS's. When you don't have it on there, it still looks okay, but I think it looks better with this. This actually protected the fender from getting all scratched up, because in one of those falls, there's scratches right here. You can see what had happened was it fell against a tree, and instead of scratching the fender all up, it scratched, or sorry, instead of scratching up the beak, it only just scratched up a little bit right here. So that's important to have too, I think, but it's more for aesthetics. So there you go. The next thing I got, or actually this was one of the first things I got because I thought I needed it, but it's this windshield. I got off of Amazon. It's about 30 bucks. It helps pretty good on the freeway and on the highway, but it does nothing off-road. And the reason being is because this is black. I chose the black because I think it looks better on the motorcycle, but if you do get one of these, I would get a clear. Do you really need it? I don't know if you really do need it. If you're gonna do a lot of off-road and lower speeds, like under 50, I don't think you need it, honestly. So I would just keep the old instrument cover on here and just leave it like that. I think you'll be fine. One of the most expensive upgrades I got was these right here, the Battle Axe AX41s. And the reason I got them is because the stock tires work good if you're going down just fire roads and stuff like that. But if you do any technical stuff, and if there's sand or rocks or gravel or stuff like that, you need something different. And I found that out the hard way, in a sense that I was losing traction. It was harder to get started and things like that. And these things really, really grip. So this is after about 700 miles of wear. They're still pretty beefy, and I'm very impressed with them. And I'll show you the front one so you can see that too. So yeah, this is what the front ones look like. But they do grip really well, and I'm very pleased with them. The next upgrade I got was these tank pads right here. There's one on each side, and then there's one that is right here. You know, if you're like me and you wear pants, that sounded funny. If you're like me and you wear adventure pants, they have a lot of buckles and things like that could scratch up your tank. So this protects that. So that's one of the things I got. And then for you YouTubers that do vlogs and stuff, I wanted to show you some of my camera mounts so you can see what those look like. I actually have a couple of them. I actually have 3 of them for cameras and 1 of them for a drone controller. So this is one of the camera mounts. It's about, I think, $20-something on Amazon. It connects to your bar, but it has the universal ball mount. These are 1-inch balls. That sounded funny. They're 1-inch size, so that they're compatible with a lot of things. It's more like the RAM mount, but they're not a RAM mount. Here's the actual casing for the GoPros that I have. I have 2 GoPros, and I also have a DJI that I'm filming with right now. The second mount I have is right here, and it's the same setup. It's the 1-inch ball. And then you can see this has been taking a licking here, because when I crash, I usually crash on this side. The good thing about it is it doesn't damage the camera whatsoever, but that's the angle that it gets when it looks at it. So those are the angles that I get. The other one I have is right here. This is the mount that I use when I use my drone. What I do is there's a mount on the back of the controller for the drone, and I can put it on my handlebars, and then the screen is right here, and then I can see what I'm actually filming.
All right, first ride of 2024. Let's do this. All right, first ride of 2024, first day of no rain. You can still see the roads are wet, but I had to get out on a ride just for the heck of it, because I miss riding. Got my heated gloves on, and I just got a heated vest for Christmas. So I got that on, so I'm not cold. So you heard me talk all year about how great this motorcycle is and how much fun I have on it. And that still is the case. But there are things that I don't like about it. And I want to talk about that today. So the number one thing that I don't like about this, and these are all minor things, it doesn't change what I feel about the motorcycle, but just so everybody's aware. The very first thing is the clutch. What I find very annoying about this is that when you try to shift down to neutral, it doesn't always go in neutral. What it says is that it is in neutral, and then when you let the clutch out, the bike will stall and lunge forward. When I first got it serviced at the dealership, he said, "Oh, that's normal with all motorcycles." But the reality is, I've owned other motorcycles, and that's not the reality of it. I don't know if there's a adjustment that you could do for the clutch to make sure that when it's in neutral, that it stays in neutral, but I've yet to find out. It doesn't happen all the time, and it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's really kind of annoying, because if you're sitting at a stop sign or a stoplight and there's a car in front of you, you go put it in neutral, then it lunges forward, and hopefully you're not close to another vehicle when that happens. But you know, like I said, it's not a big deal. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen some of the times. So just for anybody that's buying this, just be aware of it. That's you know, one of the bad things about it. The second thing that I don't like about it too much, but it's not a deal breaker, is the throttle response when you're in low gear. I think it has to do with it being a kind of beginner motorcycle, but the throttle response is kind of weird. It's a fly-by-wire, meaning it's electronic throttle versus a cable. And I don't know if it is that the signal's not getting there, but it seems like in first gear, when you're trying to go off-road, sometimes it lags just a little bit. Not too much, a little bit, but again, riding other motorcycles, the lag isn't there because it's on a cable. This is the first ride-by-wire throttle motorcycle that I've owned. So, something to think about. Is it a deal breaker? No, not. Look at the beautiful, beautiful views. Third thing is that the tank. It's a big tank, but it only holds 3 gallons of fuel or 11 liters, and that equals about, for me, 150 miles, just to be safe. They say it gets 70 miles to the gallon, and I think it probably does if you're just putting around and not going fast whatsoever, but I get usually around 55, 60 miles to the gallon. So I wish it had just a little bit more. Reason being is because if you are off-road and you want to do a trail like the Washington BDR or any of the backcountry discovery routes, you're going to have to carry fuel in order to make some of the legs, because some of the legs are more than 125 miles through that, and some of those places they don't have gas, so you're going to have to end up carrying gas with that. And here's a positive thing about it. I will say that, yeah, it's a small tank, but even the Hondas and the other enduro bikes, dual sports if you will, they have smaller tanks, so they're not meant to be ridden for a long time. So there is that. I mean, still 150 miles is 150 miles. That's still good on a tank. I just wish it was, maybe 4 gallons, just to have that extra gallon of fuel, so you don't have to worry about running out of gas. So yeah, it's one of the things that is a gripe for me, but again, not a deal breaker, because in most situations when you're riding on the street or riding on small off-road trips, it's not a big deal, because you can always get gas at a gas station, obviously, or after you're riding for a couple hours. So other than that, you've heard me say all the great things about this motorcycle, and they are still great. But I wanted to let you know truthfully, some of the things I dislike about it. To be those only 3 things, I think that's really pretty good, honestly. It could be a lot more that I dislike about it. I love the motorcycle. I've had comments ask me, well, if you had another choice, would you rebuy it? And I would absolutely say yes, I would. People have asked, well, it's more expensive than this bike or this other bike, and with all the stuff on it, you can get a well-equipped blah, blah, blah. Would you still change? And the answer is still no, I wouldn't change. And the reason being is because even though I might save money on buying another motorcycle, at the end of the day, you actually have to add all this stuff on it anyway. So, it's the same thing. You're actually spending more money. So hopefully that answers your question on if I would buy it again. I love it so much. I've put in the comments all the time that basically my bigger motorcycle I don't even ride anymore. It's in the garage, and I'm actually thinking about selling it because I'm obviously paying insurance on it, and having to renew the registration and all that other stuff. But yeah, I would if I had a choice between the two motorcycles that I have, I would honestly keep this one and get rid of the other one. No questions asked. So there you go. Hope everybody had a happy new year, and I look forward to the springtime when I can do all of these new adventures on this motorcycle. So stay tuned for that, and watch out for deers, and stay safe, and hope you had a fantastic holiday, and we'll see you in the next video. So long.
Hi, welcome to Sask Moto. So I've ridden this BMW G310GS for over 2,000 miles now. I purchased the motorcycle on March 10th, 2023. It's a 2023 model, and since then I've ridden to many places all over Washington State. I think that I ride it different than most people do. Most people usually commute back and forth to work, or ride it every once in a while. Sometimes they go off-road, but most of the time it's very light off-road. And the reason why I ride it different, I think, is because I actually put it through a torture test. I have ridden it on freeways, and some of those freeway rides have been for a long time, for a couple hours at least each way. So, I usually spend a half a day on it on the freeway. I ride it on the street a lot as well, and I also take it to the mountains a lot. And guess what? I've also ridden it on the beach, which is pretty cool. So I think that I ride it probably 75% dirt and 25% on the road and the streets. And I've ridden it all over the place in different conditions, so I have a pretty good idea of how it works and how good it is as a motorcycle. I have even dropped it about 6 times. Not very hard crashes, just the low speed drops where it just fell over and couldn't pick it up. And guess what? It keeps going and going and going. I've been off-road through mud, rocks, tree roots, you name it. Went up some steep hills, taking it down hills, all over fire roads. Taken to the store to get things, so I have a pretty good perspective on the bike. So the question is it worth it? I had a YouTube comment from a viewer that asked if you had to do it all over again, would you purchase it? And I would say absolutely. So let's talk about why. Have I had any issues with it? I've had none whatsoever. I took it in for maintenance at 600 miles and have not had any issues or, some of the other things that people have ran into. Is it the perfect motorcycle? No. It can go anywhere, and I love riding it. I try to ride it every weekend. and I actually miss riding it when I don't. I've had 6 other motorcycles, and I can say this. My other motorcycles would sit for months, sometimes riding them only once a year. I have not had the same experience with this one. It is so much fun to ride. Handles great around corners, handles great off-road. Doesn't get you in trouble on the freeway, for speeding. It can go up to, almost 90 miles an hour, so there's no issue with that. It's not a very heavy motorcycle like the bigger GS's or the KTM's or all of those things that are over 500 pounds. So it's easy to maneuver around in the garage and parking lots, on the trail, everything. It's so much easier to turn around and do the things that you need to do. Is it the fastest motorcycle? No. But can you take it across country? Probably. Is it a great bike for adventure? Absolutely. It's a can-do motorcycle that is a blast to ride and worth every penny. Now, this is only 2,000 miles, so let's see what the future brings. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.
Comes the sand. There's the beach. See if we can get out there. Right. Here's where the sand cometh. Kind of squirrely, but hey, we're doing it. Made it out. It looks like it's high tide. Pretty cool, huh? Let the bike go where it wants to go. Get stuck in a rut. All this stuff is soft. Better get out of here before the water comes up. Thought there wouldn't be anybody out here, but I guess there's. Testing their 4-wheel drive. Little jumpy right there. Don't want to get any salt water on the bike. Seems to be doing pretty good in the sand. Except for these little grooves I get caught in. It's going good. Ooh, that was a big dip. Wasn't expecting that. I've got the power. That's some ugly brown water though. I'll tell you that much. All right. Never thought I'd be driving through seaweed. There's my tracks from earlier. Pretty cool. That was pretty fun. Now, the challenge is to get out. It's been fun. The tires have been pretty good on this. It'd be nicer if the day was more beautiful, but hey, that's okay. Alright, let's see if we can get out of here now. Oh yeah. Go, we made it. All this mud. Oh, that was fun. Can't say I've done that on a motorcycle before. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thumbs down. Headed home. See you on the next adventure. Headed to Wanaichi Dam. Look at this nice river right here. It's beautiful. Did I tell you I love these tires? Off-road, they're amazing. So much confidence. Wanaichi Dam. Right away. See how beautiful this is? It's a cool ride.
So I wanted to give you a sense of what it looks like at this campground. Beautiful. Got a fire ring. Some water right over there. Nice campground. This is for the mattress. How small it is. It's got a light on it too. So I'd like to say that I went out and chopped all this wood up, but the reality is there's a camp host that I paid, I think it was $7 for the firewood. But you know, the great thing about it is you don't need to carry it. So here's what I have for dinner. Some Mountain House, either beef stroganoff with noodles or lasagna with meat sauce. So here's everything I took on my camping trip. Let's start over here. Coffee, shot glass, battery backup, or battery charger, or battery bank, whatever you want to call it. Fire starter kit, eating utensils, creamer, little mattress inflator, works really good. Let's see, tablet, lighters, camera. This is a wood saw. This is a hammer, food, flashlight, ibuprofen, bug repellent, my big camera, buck knife. Here's my sleeping pillow, air mattress, drone, camping stove, camping chair, sleeping bag, and my tent. And it's all going to fit in here except for the sleeping bag. I put the sleeping bag on the back of the motorcycle. I'll show you what it looks like when it's packed up. Here's what it looks like all packed. Got everything in there. So I weighed it when I left and it was about 50 pounds. So there you go.